change, just rearrange the Weeats studio here. Welcome to Weeats, everyone, by the way, the marijuana review show where we help you make sense of your dispensary. And I've got my trusty 510 battery here, so that means it is time for another Weeats cartridge review. And what are we looking at today? We are taking a look at one that comes highly recommended and suggested by a lot of you out there, and that is honey vape, honey oil. This is a nicer cartridge. It ended up costing me for a half gram about $35, I believe, at my dispensary. So it's pretty expensive for a half gram cartridge. So I'm pretty excited about it. This is the Jack Herer, so a sativa variety. The Jack Herer is my go-to sativa strain. So I've got big expectations for this one with that price and all of those recommendations out there. In terms of packaging, it's fine. It's a little plastic tube, pretty unobtrusive. I like the design of the packaging. It's nice. It's classy looking. It's well designed. But how is the cartridge design? We're going to find out on the inside here. So here we go. We've got our cartridge design, and then there's a little something else extra in here. Let's open this up. Oh, instructions for using your honey vape. Put mouthpiece to mouth, depress and hold button for a maximum of 8 seconds while inhaling or until light flashes on button. Sit back, relax, and enjoy an only the best cannabis delivery experience. Who cares? Okay, so here is our cartridge right here. Nice looking materials, glass base, aluminum tip. It's got the smaller hole there, but the contour design, it's a little squatter and fatter than I'm used to. In terms of the oil looks a little less liquidy than normal. It looks more solid. As you can see, I'm not sure how well it shows up there. But yeah, this is not the most viscous of oil. It's very solid looking, and it's a little bit more yellow than some of the golder colors that I see out there. It's a little bit more yellow, a little bit more like piss colored than some of the other. That's a really unfavorable comparison, but just let you know what it looks like. So we've got our standard rubber stopper on the bottom. Let's screw it into our 510 battery here and give it a draw. Ooh. Easy draw. Nice, easy draw. Allows you to get big clouds out. The taste is on point. Good. A nice Jack Herer taste. I'm liking this one so far. I'm liking this one quite a bit. The taste isn't as good as some of the other Jack Herers I've had. It doesn't taste quite as good as Orchid, but it's perfectly fine, and it's pretty good. Enjoying the taste. Oh, wow. It's starting to land on me now. Yeah. Eyes starting to go a little bit red on me. In terms of potency, this one's pretty good. I would say after, 4 draws there, I'm at a solid 4.5, somewhere in that range. So feeling pretty good, especially for cartridges. Cartridges never hit me as hard as some of the other products out there. So this one getting me to, 4.5 on a couple of draws is pretty good. So initial impressions are pretty good pretty high for the honey Jack Herer concentrated cannabis. In terms of cartridge design, as I was saying, I really like the cartridge design. Nice and easy to draw from. Easy pulls. Lets you get the big sort of hits and clouds coming out, which I prefer. Some of the other cartridges only allow you to extract a certain amount before they either sort of peter out or whatever the case may be. But this one, as you can see, lets you take as big of a draw as you'd like. So, initial impressions, very positive for the honey vape Jack Herer. But as always, guys, be sure to stick around because I'm going to come back to you in just a couple of seconds. For me, it'll take 2 or 3 days. Once I finish this cartridge, I will give you my wrap-up thoughts. I'll let you know exactly if anything's changed, if the taste was consistent all the way through, if the potency was consistent all the way through, and just let you know what my feelings are after a whole usage of this cartridge. So guys, be sure to stick around, and I will see you in just a bit. Peace. Hi friends, welcome back to Weeats. It has been, how many days since I checked in? I think 2 days since I checked in. Went through this one pretty fast. Here we are talking our wrap-up thoughts on Jack Herrera's Honey Vape. Honey Vape Jack Herrera. This little cartridge right here. And I like this one. I like this one a lot, actually. Not my all-time favorite. Probably doesn't, crack the top 3 necessarily. But this is I like quite a bit. Got me to about the 4 level of highness after a good number of puffs. And I stayed there for a little while. The cartridge design, as you can see, lets you get pretty much all the oil out of it there. Very little at the bottom. Easy to draw from. You can get nice big clouds from it. This was a good cartridge design. Easy to draw from, as I said. And it lets you clear pretty much the whole thing. The wax was a little different than I was expecting. It's more solid wax than some of the more viscous waxes out there. That's the concentrate, I guess, that's in the inside. And the cartridge, this might be what allows you to draw more easily. It's got a lot more intake chambers, or little intake holes, than the other cartridge designs, which mostly have 2 or 4. This one's got plenty. So I like that a lot. Taste was good throughout. Never really started to burn hot closer to the bottom. Consistent through all the way out. Really enjoyed the taste of this Jack Herrera too. So all in all, this one was a win. It was just a little bit more on the expensive side, and that's what keeps me from recommending it wholeheartedly, because you can find like the Skullgirls, for example, for considerably cheaper, and I think it hits about the same, and the cartridge is about the same level of, I enjoyed both cartridges similarly in terms of design. So it's a little bit on the expensive side for what you get, but it is a nice cartridge, and you are going to get a nice high off of it, and you're not going to feel too bad about the purchase, I don't think. So if you see the Honey Vape around you and you're looking for something a little bit more premium, give it a shot. I think you're going to be happy with it. And before I bounce, guys, I want to give you a little bit of a cherry on top. And this one is going to be not necessarily a novel, but a graphic novel. I want to recommend to you guys the series Why the Last Man. I was just talking to a friend about this the other day. I've probably pushed this series off on maybe 10 people in the past. Have successfully gotten them interested in it. I think there are 10 books in total, but they're graphic novels. They take about an hour each to read. It is the story of a world where all of the men, and not just human males, but all of the males pan-species, die instantaneously at the same exact moment, except for a man named Yorick and his pet monkey named Ampersand, who is also a boy. The 2 of them are the only survivors, and it is about them trying to evade hordes of female interlopers, and them trying to figure out why they survived this, why they were the sole survivors of this plague that wiped out all of the men except them. It's fantastic. One of the best narratives I've ever read. Start to finish, it'll take you about 10 hours probably to read the whole thing, and you're going to love it. It's a little bit on the expensive side because you have to buy 10 different graphic novels, but I'd recommend if you guys have a local library, check to see if they have it there. See if you can find it at the library and give it a read. I think you're going to find it to be an utter blast. Engaging from the first page to the last. Again, that is Brian K. Vaughan's Why the Last Man. Check it out. Thank you so much for sticking around for our cherry on top, guys, and thank you for watching this Weeats review. I appreciate you watching as always, guys, and we will see you on the next review. Peace.